Right, 3 weeks into my furlough, I'm getting bored. I mean, I've been watching telly, I've been watching wrestling, I've been watching box sets that I had for Christmas, I played a bit of Xbox. But I feel that I'm going to have to start my next project because I'm getting really bored. Because of this bloody C word, it's really getting on my tits now. Because next week will be my 4th week onto furlough. So I've decided to revisit an old build from 2012, one of my first kits, and I'm going back to the old girl, the 1400 Titanic. Right, turning the camera around, there it is. It's the 1400 Academy version from 1998. The original one that I did in 2012 was the Revell 100th Anniversary Edition, and even though this is 4 years earlier, it's got a hell of a lot more detail. I mean, the box art's worth the price of admission by itself. It's like a proper artist rendition of the Titanic. It cost me £38, £35 plus £3.50 postage. The guy wanted 50 quid. I just offered him 35 and I was quite shocked that he accepted it, because the 2012 Revell edition is now 50 quid plus. So moving the box up to the top of the fridge, you can see all the detailing of what it might look like when it's finished. So here's the box. Instructions look fairly straightforward, to be honest, and a bit more detailed than the Revell version. Now with this you get coloured parts. So you've got the white for the various bits and bobs on top of the deck. You've got the smokestacks, which are moulded in orange. I'm not going to be doing them in orange. Then you've got the brass crown brace. Well, bits fittings for the base. I'm going to be stripping these and then repainting them, but they don't look too bad actually. They look quite nice. In that bag you get the sticker decals. These are stickers, so I'm going to be giving these the foil treatment like I did for the lifeboat. You've got the Titanic name and Titanic Liverpool registry on top of that. White bits there for like various bits on the. You got the lifeboats, some davits there as well. On the other side you've got the Superstructure. Now on this the Superstructure is separate, because on the Revell version it was actually moulded into the hull. So that's that bag. Then you've got your vague paint guide, which says metallic grey, deck colour, flat black. That's just very vague, that is. So I'm probably not going to use that. You've got the actual base of the stand, which don't look too bad. A bit more. You got the tops of the smokestacks. You got the ladders up to the crow's nest. You've got some brown tan coloured for the deck, and some various railings there. And you've got 2 more pieces for the deck in the brown tan. And then last but not least, you've got the actual hull itself. Now on this one it's one big piece. On the Revell version it was 2 halves, like that line there, and the Superstructure was actually moulded on top of the actual hull. But I'm glad it's going to be interesting to see how the Superstructure mounts onto top of that. Well, there it is. Looks like a couple of months work, because the original took me about 2 months to build in 2012. So let's get cracking on. Doing a bit of work on the forecastle section. I've put a few bits on. What's bugging me is you've got this blank wall here. Now I've studied some photos of the Titanic, mainly off the James Cameron film. And as you can see, there's a section there where it's been cut out. I don't know what it's for. Maybe it's some kind of storage area or some undershade seating. I'm thinking about cutting this out, just a couple of square holes there, one there, because I've done it from the underneath with my pencil. And I'm thinking about cutting that out. I don't know what to do yet, to be honest. We'll see how it goes. Right, I've decided to drill it out in the end. So I did it with my dremel and my grinding bit. Both sides. Now on this side here you can see there's a noticeable gap between the door and the actual hatch itself, but on this side it's virtually right up to the door, because when I was doing it from the other side, the inside, I slipped and it went a bit too close to the door. But once the stairs go over this, because the stairs go over the access doors themselves, you're not going to see that anyway. I slipped again as well doing my Dremel work. There's a little chunk missing there, and on this side as well. I don't know where the camera's picking it up, but it's not looking too bad. Then once I've done all that, I've got my one rectangular file and my square file, and I've neatened it up a bit. Then I've got some of my plastic, my sheet plastic, and just made my little room. It's 28mm long, 7mm deep and 5mm tall. But to be honest, I probably should have gone probably 6 or 7mm tall, because you can see there's a little step. Actually, there it is. You can see where I've slipped there. It's a bit more detailed there. So I glued all that down. So what I'm going to do now is probably going to you can see there's a little step there. It's not level, so I'm probably just going to do something with filling that to make that look like a couple of steps. But it's not looking too bad. Done a bit of work on the hull. I'll start with the hull strengtheners. So you get the rods, which is A9 through to A12. You got like a lip each side of the channel. There's a little channel in the middle for the mounting tabs of the strengtheners. And I had to pull this apart slightly because it had gone in on itself. And then just ran a bit of glue down the channels, whacked them in one by one. And then on the plans it says temporarily hold with tape, but because it was like slightly indentate, you know, slightly inwards, and I had to spread it, it just held itself. And those have dried an absolute treat. Right, now you've got the screw stroke propeller assemblies, which is F5 and F6. So turning the hull over, basically you've got like a arrow shaped section there, and then you've got like a straight section which mounts onto the rear of the propeller stroke screw hub. On this section here, there's actually like a raised line which acts as a guide. So the best thing you can do is when you put your glue down, let it get tacky for about 2 or 3 minutes, and then put that section on first, because that rectangular section on the back of the hub will keep wanting to go up or down. So once that's pushed into place, then you just manoeuvre that into place onto that raised section there, and it'll actually dry better. And then you can see both screws there, screw hubs. So that's where I'm sitting at the moment. I've now primered the hull. On the top section there, inside, I haven't done anything with that, because basically what I did, turning this over, on my model table outside on top of some newspaper, I just laid it face down and just primed the outside of it. But I like this because it's like brought out the detail of all the panels and each bit of the hull plating. I was trying to think what to say then. It's looking really nice. The prop shaft propeller housing, they're not looking too bad. That's one side. There's the other side. Turning this round, you can even see the Titanic lettering. And last but not least, you got this piece here. Now that was actually solid. What I did is I got my hand drill and bored that out. I've gone all the way through, because that's where the mooring lines go, through and over the top there. But now that's done, I can go get this ready for paint. Getting the hull ready for the first coat of paint, which is going to be the black. I have got some newspaper and masked off the keel and the lower part of the hull, because that's where my anti-fouling red's going to go. So I've just got my newspaper, pretty much done the whole keel, and then gone all the way around with my black masking tape. So again, this is now ready for paint. Taking the tape and newspaper off, where I've masked off the bottom part of the hull and the keel, I put some blue tape down first, and then obviously I showed you where I'd put the black masking tape and the newspaper on top of the blue tape. The blue tape has done its job. There's a little bit of paint bleed here and there between the stepped plates, but nothing too bad. A little bit there and there, a little bit there. But the line has come out really crisp. I'm well chuffed on how the line has come out. Turning it over and doing the other side again, a little bit of paint bleed between the lipped plates. But not bad at all. Now the paint I used to spray paint the top part of the hull is Halford's Gloss Black. $7.99 for a 500ml can. I've been using this for years and I can recommend it. So once I start painting the anti-fouling red and the hull is complete, and when I come to seal it after I put decals on and everything else, I'm going to be dulling this down because that is too damn shiny.